Thank you very much for having me here to make this presentation on the topic of teachers as creating space for teachers as curriculum leaders in secondary schools in the Vhembe district of South Africa. Here we go with the presentation outline. And the concept of teacher leadership is actually gaining grounds globally, but it's relatively new to some teachers themselves. New because even though they are involved in leadership activities, it hasn't dawned onto them that they are actually involved in teacher leadership activities. So the concept of teacher leadership itself falls within the ambit of school leadership in general. So school principals are the accounting officers or those responsible to ensure that teachers actually get involved in the practices of leading the curriculum. So the question that this study asked at the time was, how do principals create opportunities for teachers to be involved in curriculum leading activities? And the study was conducted with 8 principals from 8 different schools. So the guiding definition that this study used was that of Jones, Harris, Jones, and Craig, which says that curriculum leadership is a systematic process of decision-making. Decision-making because in order for a leader to participate or to be a leader, that leader must be involved in taking decisions. And how then do principals of schools ensure or create the opportunity for teachers to perform the role of curriculum leadership? Many countries around the globe have acknowledged the importance of teachers as curriculum leaders, and that they have done through legislative acts, through policies, to ensure that teachers have the opportunity, that principals should recognize that even the state or the education system approves of teachers as curriculum leaders. And in the South African context, it is role number 3 of the norms and standards for educators, which challenges teachers that they should take up that role of leadership. And curriculum leadership, or teachers performing that role of curriculum leadership, cannot be possible if principals do not get involved in distributed leadership practices. So principals have to create that space, have to create that environment for teachers to be able to be involved in this curriculum leadership practices. And they do this by creating the structure, which is they don't have to be autocratic. They do this by creating the context. The context means it has to be relative, depending on the context in which you are operating as a principal. You have to know what to do in that context to be able to create opportunities for your teachers. Literature shows that principals do create opportunities for teachers by empowering teachers. And these teachers are empowered through delegating, when they are being delegated responsibilities, by creating participative decision-making structures, which I mentioned earlier, and by sharing the vision of the school. The vision which the principal has for the school has to be shared with the principals, so that with the teachers, so that they too have a bigger picture of what is expected or what the school is focusing on. Also by professional development activities. Principals also have to make sure that these teachers are developed professionally through mentoring, collaboration, through workshop conferences, and also to make sure that they engage in research-oriented activities. Of course, in course of doing this, they do encounter some challenges. The theoretical framework on which this study was anchored is the theory of the model of teacher leadership by grants. In this grants model, there are 4 zones in which teachers can perform their role as curriculum leaders. Zone 1, within the classroom. Zone 2, within the school, out of the classroom. Zone 3, still within the school, but participating in whole school decision-making. And Zone 4, which is out of the school, beyond the school, across other schools. And within these zones, there are roles which the teachers have to perform in these different zones, those roles engaging in curriculum development activities. There are, the image also portrays the different zones. It talks of the context, which I'd mentioned before. It talks of the prerequisites for teachers, which is collaborative culture that has to be made or brought into context by the principal. Distributed leadership, of course, associated values of trust, of respect, and collaboration. This is the area where the study was conducted, the Vhembe district in South Africa. So the purpose of this multiple case study, I said multiple case because it was performed in 8 different schools with 8 different principals, was to know how principals create space for teachers as curriculum leaders. And the data was collected through face-to-face individual interviews and meeting observations. The data was thematically analyzed. And after the analysis, the findings revealed that truly principals actually create the space for teachers as curriculum leaders. And they did so by empowering the teachers, giving them the responsibilities, by creating participative decision-making situation. The findings also reveal that through professional development, providing time for teachers to attend conferences, providing the money for them, transportation in the case where those teachers don't have themselves, to participate in conferences, to participate in PLCs or professional learning communities activities. The findings also reveal that principals do face challenges in course of providing these opportunities for teachers, in course of creating this space for teachers to serve as curriculum leaders. And such challenges include shortages of teachers, includes the fact that teachers themselves, in some cases, do not want to take up the agency to serve as curriculum leaders. Why? Because they see it as an additional responsibility on them, as an additional workload. So some of these teachers are comfortable with just going in and out of class and carrying on with other routine activities. Another challenge that the principals encountered are departmental policies, where strictly the policy will not allow teachers to carry out certain responsibilities. Here are some of the verbatim quotations which were taken out from the data collected. I will take just one of them. Principal B says, we let teachers tell us the problems that they are encountering in school. Then we give them, then they give us those problems they are facing, and then they also try to provide solutions, which means they make them to come up with suggestions. By that, encouraging them to get involved in decision making, and whatever problem they're having is curriculum related. So in conclusion, I sought to know how principals create opportunities for teachers. And the findings show that they do so by providing professional development opportunities for them, by allowing them to participate in conferences. They also create the space by sharing the vision of the school with them. For further research or studies, I did propose that a quantitative study may be performed where a much larger population can be involved in the research. Thank you very much.